As we're coming to you live today with another edition of Litter Media Live, it's a sunshiny and cold morning. We had 11 degrees at the Ramey Ranch. Were you single digits out Frankfurt way?
I didn't look at the thermometer on the front porch this morning, so I was more concerned about with what you were talking about, your electric bills here. We're going to try to do better of turning our temperature down maybe a few degrees when we're not in the house, when we're at work. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people I hear hollering about, and that's not one of the people we hear, train going by, about their electric bills being so high. So
You don't have a programmable thermostat?
I do not. I mean, manually you can program it, but it's not one of those auto jobs you can set up.
I see.
Do we look more tan today? Or I mean, even you look tan, and I know you haven't been south. So I was just kind of curious of that. We do.
Didn't make any adjustments to the lighting,
I mean, I think I look great. I look like Cary Grant now. What's the other guy, Hamilton? The actor that always was so dark complected. What was his name? It'll come to me. Everybody's screaming at the video. It's such and such. But Cary also always had a nice tan.
I keep picturing him as a vampire. I remember he played a vampire in a movie.
Was in the Where the Boys Are, and oh, it's terrible. It'll come to me right in the middle of the show, and I'll blurt it out. So
yes,
here we go.
Was it Dexter?
No.
Was it Charlie?
Something Hamilton.
Alexander?
Isn't that terrible?
No, he was.
That happens when you're 65, folks. Yeah.
And I'm told it gets worse.
Yeah.
Coming up, a look at news, weather, and sports, and let's jump into weather right now. Someone just texted you to what the name is.
That's my wife.
Yeah, she's probably said it's. Oh, she doesn't watch, does she?
So. She's shopping right now or working out. Sunny skies today, which even though the high is only going to be about 22. They will eat some of that ice and snow on the pavement out there, and that's a good thing. But then tonight, the low is 3 above zero. Snow moves into the area tomorrow afternoon and into early Saturday, where we're talking about, for the Scioto Valley, it looks kind of like 2 to 3 inches. The farther west you go, they're in the 3 to 4 inch category.
Mm-hmm. Does the name George mean anything to you?
George Hamilton, thank you.
Did he also play Evel Knievel in a show?
Maybe. I think he also played Hank Williams in a early 60s black and white movie that he made. Yeah. But he always had this tremendous tan. George Hamilton.
Which, once again, playing a vampire did not make sense.
No, yeah. He may have had you pale in that one, yeah.
They should have put some kind of powder on him or something like that.
Sir.
All right, coming up in a moment to take a look at what's making news for us today. But first, we want to start off by talking about one of our sponsors. That is Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. I know some of Carl's guys have been out removing a lot of snow and everything, so they've been doing that too. But if you need a dumpster, they can handle that. Maybe you get a dumpster to put all that snow in that you've been scraping off your driveway. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, oh, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Intermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Remember to go to littermedia.com to find news that we share with you on a regular basis, including sports, and you'll find there our Players of the Week, which you just saw on the commercial just a moment ago. But you will also, beginning today, see the Litter Media Petland Pet of the Week. Mm-hmm. So all that's just ahead for you. Only, exclusively at littermedia.com. News time.
Yesterday, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed a series of bills, new legislation to open up 2025, and among them were several that were actually sponsored by representatives in our coverage area. Among them, Representatives Mark Johnson of Chillicothe, Brian Stewart of Asheville, Terry Johnson of McDermott down in Scioto County, and Michelle Reynolds of Canal Winchester in Fairfield County. Now, you can go into our website story at littermedia.com and find out specifically what each of those bills were about.
All of them have been just sworn in recently as well. So they opened up their new, was it Monday? I think they had their new session open for this year. When I was a kid, we had a wood-burning stove, and the same with when I got married to Missy, her parents had a wood-burning stove, which means going out and cutting a lot of wood, chopping a lot of wood, or if you have someone bring it to you, that they purchased it, whichever the case may be. A safety tip for you from our friends at Tomlinson Insurance Agency. If you use a wood-burning stove or your chimney, right there in a fireplace, use seasoned dry wood for a cleaner burn and less creosote buildup. Green or wet wood leads to more smoke and dangerous creosote in your chimney. It's like plaque in your arteries. It gets there and just stays there and can catch fire. So make sure that you don't have those unwanted fires in the chimney.
Have you ever seen a fire like that?
Yes.
It's really bizarre. I mean, flames shooting out of the chimney. That's not the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, poor Santa.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sounds like a movie that could be written up. Another thing about your home, especially this time of year, concerning radon. Radon is the number one cause of lung cancer for non-smokers and the second leading cause of lung cancer in smokers. You can reduce radon levels, but the only way to know if your home has high radon levels is to test for it. Well, good news. Free radon test kits are available to Ohio homeowners by going to the website radonohio.com. That's radonohio.com.
The Ohio Farm Bureau Federation has multiple scholarships available at Ohio students from rural, suburban, and urban communities who are pursuing degrees with a connection to the agricultural industry. Through 15 scholarship funds, nearly 50 awards will be made to deserving students. Are you one of them, or do you know one of them? The deadline to apply online at ofbf.org/foundation/scholarships is May 31st, which is not too far away.
Mm-hmm. Are you interested in expunging or sealing your criminal record? Well, if you've been told in the past your case is not eligible, the Ohio law changed back in 2023. So maybe you've done some prison time and you're trying to, turn a new leaf in life. Here's an opportunity. You may be eligible to get that done. There's meetings that are being held in Circleville conducted by lawyers from Legal Aid of Southeast and Central Ohio. But you have to go through a screening to see if you might be eligible. The meeting will be coming up on Thursday, February the 20th, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Pickaway County Community Action Organization, which in Circleville is at 469 East Ohio Street. Now, pre-registration is encouraged for these sessions, and the number to call is 614-888-8255. 827-0524. And if you're watching us live on Litter Media Live Facebook, you see the QR code. You can scan on that to get more information.
You know, we don't do a lot of national news, but when there are things like the wildfires going on in Los Angeles, it's hard to not pay attention to some of that. And we have a number of people who have either transplanted from our territory out to California or are visiting out there. And our thoughts are certainly with them today. Seeing just total devastation. And then you mentioned a number of celebrities who have been losing their homes. And I know that this is, but you see so many of those actors with their Academy Awards on their mantle, you know, that sort of thing. How do you replace an Academy Award that might have been melted in a fire like this? But pray for those folks, and they're certainly, again, on our thoughts and minds. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at sports. The Final Four begins tonight for college football. Details coming up. But first, Haynes Total Healthcare Center. Chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs. They are in the 1 percentile of taking care of individuals nationwide here in America. If you want professional care with your chiropractic needs, Haynes Total Healthcare Center. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, hayneshealth.com.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Time now for sports, and we start with...
There's a couple of ball games going on over the next 2 nights in college football, and they now call them the national semifinals. Game 1 is tonight in the Orange Bowl. Notre Dame against Penn State. 7:30 kickoff on ESPN. And the winner of this game will play the winner of tomorrow night's game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Longhorns of Texas. That's also a kickoff of 7:30 tomorrow
Weather
night.
permitting.
Well, that's an indoor facility.
It is an indoor facility, but from what we're being told, ice may shut down Dallas.
Whoa.
So, yeah, I spent a little time watching the Weather Channel last night, and it was weird watching the fires out in Southern California, and then they go right to Dallas, where they're expecting in this portion of the United States to receive freezing rain, ice, and some snow as well.
So maybe they'll back it up a day if that happens.
It's not the first time we've seen the Cotton Bowl involved with ice.
That's true. But years ago, that was outdoors.
Outdoors, right. Yes.
Okay, so we've had a change of plans for Litter Media Radio tonight. We were scheduled to do the Fairfield Union at Circleville boys basketball game tonight, but Dan just received word moments before we went on the air that game tonight has been postponed.
To January 30th.
So what's left on the schedule for Litter Media Radio this week is Saturday night, girls basketball, Unioto at Huntington, and that probably also is weather
permitting. Yes.
Because we're talking about snow.
Yeah, I guess who knows what happens with 2 to 3 inches if it falls on top of snow that's already there, and it's just difficult to get to.
Yeah. After having nothing to talk about in high school sports for almost a week, there were some basketball games last night. Boys non-conference, as far as teams in our area, Columbus really beat Bloom Carroll 58-40. Liberty Union won their 4th straight game. This is non-conference against Crooksville, 70-49.
And they started off, 0-5 or 0-6?
I believe that's right, yeah. And in girls basketball last night, Sheridan beat Philo 48-34. And yes, this is correct. Fairfield Christian over Cristo Rey 78-4. I'm pretty sure the nonstop clock was running in the second half.
No doubt. Logan Elm will be inducting 4 new members to its Hall of Fame in athletics. That'll be tomorrow night, weather permitting. Approximately 6:30, things will get started. We're told that they are currently discussing a potential plan should they have to cancel tomorrow night. But if they don't, the 2025 class includes 2014 alumni Dylan Young and Corey Heater, Steven Saxon from 2015, and football coach and former athletic director Scott Bartholomew, who coached football from 2008 to 2014. Received from Eric Karshner a few highlights of each one of these. And Corey Heater, I remember being at Brookhaven when Chillicothe was playing Brookhaven while this game was going on. We were getting score updates, and it was Logan Elm playing Joe Burrow and the Athens Bulldogs. And Corey Heater in that game had 7 touchdowns, 374 yards in a loss. What was it, like 69-63, something like that. It was a crazy, crazy game. But he is also the career rushing holder of 3,620 yards. Dylan Young, who I believe started his career at Taze Valley, ended up transferring over to Logan Elm, and he was a 3-point sensation. I mean, dropping dimes left and right for the Logan Elm Braves. He's first in all-time free throw percentage, 87%. He had 8 3-pointers in a game. That's first all-time. I don't know if I did that game or not. It might have been against Chillicothe. Career free throw percentage of 84%. That's second all-time. Career 3-pointers made 204. Like I said, he poured in several. Steven Saxon, I didn't know was on the track team. He was a state qualifier for track and field and relay. He played football and basketball as well. He holds several Logan Elm school records: receptions in a single game, 12; receiving TDs in a single game, 3; receptions in the season, 51; career receptions, 106; and 1,664 career receiving yards. Top notch right there. Of course, he went on to the military after high school and has seen the world. It's been incredible where he's gotten to go. And for Scott Bartholomew, of course, we all remember him most recently as coaching the Chillicothe Cavaliers. But during his Logan Elm days, he made several appearances in the playoffs, had a 33-16 Mid-State League record. He was the Mid-State League Coach of the Year in 2008 and 2011. Those playoff appearances, 08, 09, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
Congratulations to all of those folks.
OSU women in action last night up in Michigan, and they came out winners. They had trailed by double figures, but then found themselves winning 84-77. They are now 14-0 on the season. And in Mid-American Conference women's basketball, Western Michigan rolled past the Ohio Bobcats 66-49. Cleveland Cavaliers picked up a win, 129-122 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is, the Thunder had a streak going in. Cleveland had a streak. One of the streaks was going to end, and it happened to be the streak for the Thunder. Cavs will host Toronto tonight. And also tonight, the Blue Jackets are home with Seattle.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's a look at sports. Coming up, it is our first Petland Pet of the Week. And we're excited to share it with you. If you'd like to make a nomination of your pet, make sure you send it to us at littermedia@gmail.com. Send a photo and tell us more about your pet as well. We'll reveal who the first one is coming up right after this.
Litter Quality Propane, one of our great sponsors here at Litter Media Radio. And they want you to know that there's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about their metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary.
Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
And again, we'll tell you who the first one is coming up in just a moment. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. We just heard our furnace kick in just a moment ago, and that reminds me that Accurate was the one that put this in for us.
Correct.
Was it last year that it was so cold, or 2 years ago because the furnace went out? I think the furnace went out and then the air conditioner went out.
Seems like it was almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah, it's quite possibly the case. But the guys came in. Heck, we were doing the show and everything, and they did a great job putting the new unit in. So thank you, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, for being our trusted comfort advisor here. They can be yours as well. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website, accuratehvac.com. All right, coming up, it's This Date in History, but this being Thursday, we're going to introduce to you a new feature. It is our Litter Media Petland Pet of the Week. And our very first one hails from Frankfurt. There he is. That is Frank, the 7-year-old corgi. We understand his only difficulty in life is he needs to be sedated in order to have his claws clipped.
I probably would have to be sedated to have one. Yeah.
You have to trust somebody to clip your claws,
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, and sometimes you don't care too much if it's mom or dad. It's got to be a professional, like a veterinarian. But our initial Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week is Frank, the 7-year-old corgi, and according to Mommy, the cutest corgi around. And there you see him right there.
And how can people nominate their pet?
Just send us a picture, tell us about your pet, and send it through email to littermedia@gmail.com. Sometimes with our other address, we have difficulty receiving pictures and that sort of thing. So we're going straight to the very trusted Gmail and use it as our submission option. So again, you can find that information on our website, littermedia.com. You'll see where it says Petland Pet of the Week. Click on that and it'll take you right to more details. This date in history takes us back to...
Yes, 1976.
Go, Adrian.
The classic rags to riches story got a macho spin in the Oscar-winning Rocky, which was written by its star, this guy, Sylvester Stallone. And it began filming on January 9th, or filming rather, I don't know why they got filing in here, 1976. Stallone had his own rags to riches tale, and this is what I didn't know about this story.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Sylvester was born in the gritty Hell's Kitchen neighborhood of New York City. He was a juvenile delinquent who was kicked out of a number of schools before he even turned 15. After attending high school in Philadelphia and studying drama at the University of Miami, Stallone moved back to New York and later to L.A. with dreams of becoming an actor. And it won him an Academy Award for this role, not as the actor, but the writer of the story Rocky.
Yeah. And of course, there's been 6 after that. I've lost track.
5 after that. There are 6 Rocky movies and 3 Creed movies.
Okay.
And Rocky 2 is the best one.
Yeah. But indeed, a rags to riches story.
I've always heard he sold the film rights really cheap after he wrote it to the studio, and his only caveat was that he had to play Rocky, which is why he gave it to them so cheap.
Yeah.
It's a great way to work yourself into the project, right? Yeah. Talia Shire played Adrian, and of course, his most famous role probably might have been for playing the Penguin, but Burgess Meredith, was played the part of Mick.
But think of the other actors or entertainers that gain more notoriety. Hulk Hogan in subsequent films. Mr. T became big. Of course, the guy that played
Dolph Lundgren.
I've seen him on some commercials of some kind.
He's
here of recent. But what was Adrian's brother? Paulie was his name. But what was the actor's name? Burt Young.
Yes.
Did he pass away here just recently?
That's what Carl Weathers.
Yeah. There's another one.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, how could I forget him?
Yeah.
So it enveloped a lot of other actors and kind of lifted them up as well. So
yeah, the actor, not the basketball player, Michael Jordan, plays Apollo Creed's son, right?
Yeah.
So and Talia Shire, I had forgotten that her career basically was made famous by appearing in The Godfather.
Yeah.
So, and she was a much different. Had a different attitude in the mob life than she did as Rocky's wife. So
great stories.
Yes. He was a big friend and fan of Rush Limbaugh. Remember him being on the Rush Limbaugh program and hearing him talk about his political views?
Yeah.
Far different than what you would see from Hollywood.
Well, I saw on election night, because they had President-elect Trump had the big thing down at Mar-a-Lago, Sylvester Stallone was the MC of that event.
Didn't know he was the MC.
Yeah, I saw him, and there he was. He was kind of like leading the charge and everything.
I knew he was there, but I didn't know he was the MC. Yeah. Of course, he always, with like his Rambo movies, he was very into veterans affairs in that regard. He's put together the Expendables, which we watched Expendables 4 the other night, and there's a lot of language in it. I didn't care too much for that, but again, he's always been good versus evil,
right? And
always rooting for the underdog. And his Rocky series was like that, and his Rambo series was like that. But and who'd have thought a little guy from Hell's Kitchen would turn out like that? All right, that's a look at today's program. Tomorrow we've got a little special which will take place with Paint Valley having canceled school for tomorrow. We are going to have in studio with us the presentation of our Neil Coleman Insurance Mutual. Help me.
Wyandotte.
Thank you. Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Year, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Ty Park's going to be here from Neil Coleman Insurance. Ainsley Weaver is our Player of the Year, and she will be here. I think her family will probably be showing up as well. So it should be a nice day to have a studio audience and also present. Tell you what, Aaron, could you do me a favor and run over on my desk there and grab the award?
We've got the award.
The award is here. This is the second year for the award, and he's
trying to.
It's the blue box. Yeah. Yes.
You know, when we you presented this to Cole Miller, our initial winner last year, and I was telling my wife again, even this morning as we were coming into town, I said, this is one, and I'm not saying this just because I work for Litter Media. I mean this. This is one of the nicer trophies that I've ever seen.
We wanted it to stand out.
And it certainly does.
Pick this up.
Oh, it's heavy. Yeah. It's a good thing I work out, folks.
It's a heavy award. But Nate Steinbrook puts this together. He does fantastic work down at Buckeye Engraving. And this is, I'm not going to take it out because I don't want to get fingerprints on it yet. But this is the award right here. Yeah. I wish we could zoom in on that a little bit, but
really sharp.
Yeah, he's gonna
zoom.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, he came in too far.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so but it look how shiny and everything it is.
Yeah, that is really nice.
And it has Ainsley's name right here, and she not only does it say it says 2024 Elks Hoop Shoot National Champion, but also right here in the crystal it says Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Ainsley on this award, and looking forward to seeing her excitement. Not only that, she's a pretty reserved kid.
Yeah.
And everybody I've talked to about Ainsley says she's a really good kid. 10 years old, and I was watching some highlights of her playing basketball in the Lady Bearcats Youth League, and she is just draining three-pointers. It's incredible. She might be the next big star in basketball.
Never know.
So at least she is right now, that's for sure. All right, that's it for today's program. We're back at it again tomorrow at 11 o'clock or thereabouts. Join us, won't you, here on Litter Media Live.